Hello and welcome to another scene for the Living World of Darkness, Changeling the Dreaming 20th Anniversary Edition venue, set in the Kingdom of Apples. And today's scene takes place at the Pashupatastra Freehold in Queens, where a ragtag group of changelings have gotten together to finally solve a long lingering problem. Today's the day. What are you doing?
William is there very early. He is basically waiting for people impatiently.
Go ahead.
Okay, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say Misha probably got there with him. They were probably coming from the same place. Probably Shea too, for the same reason.
Shea too.
But yeah, that's fine. We get there first. Yay, look at us.
Yep, Amber will arrive with her stuff, and she doesn't actually have her normal housewarming thing because she's carrying all this other stuff. And yeah, she'll arrive and do the stuff discussed pre-scene.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just kind of all chilling and waiting, Nisha's pretty much going to walk off with like a bag that she's carrying. And in a few minutes, and she's carrying like a candle in one hand. It's kind of a pink candle. And she comes back and she'll start handing out these horrible t-shirts to people who didn't already have them.
It's not too long after that Charles arrives with Anya in tow, and he's already got like the Maxine's goggles on the top of his head, and he hasn't like pulled them down yet or anything like that. But he's also wearing that god awful T-shirt from Coney Island that says like, "You don't have to be insane to enjoy Coney Island, but it helps." 2018, with Anya probably looking very embarrassed as he's carrying a box with what sounds like bottles just jostling around in them.
And it seems my timing is a bit off then, because I forgot your shirt wouldn't be there. So she'd wait till everybody got there anyway to do that. Anyway.
Misha, Amber, William, good to see you. And is Desiree around? Yes, Desiree. Thank you for your hospitality into your hostel.
She gives a polite nod and welcome, and please find a place to set down your burden.
I appreciate it. Mind if I use one of the tables?
No, the tables are fine.
Perfect. Anya, could you help me at least set these out? And as he starts opening the box, and they start putting down bottle after bottle in a nice row along the way.
Anya looks particularly distracted by the T-shirt that Charles is wearing, visibly upset. But yeah, she helps set out bottles.
I think at that time 14 guy will arrive, which is Soldiers of Bronx, Williams Mercenaries, and Leon's Bros, which is his guards.
Luckily, it's a large communal kitchen.
For sake of ease, can we say that Vivi and Trevor caught up with them and was like, "Oh, you guys are the backup. We're the backup. Let's go."
Yes. Ease is optimal in this scene.
William kind of looks at Misha as I don't think everybody arrived, so he just says, "Anybody else arriving?"
I think Alice is still coming.
Alice is showing up at this point after all the others have arrived, and we lost Nelson. Alice shows up. She is already in her magical girl outfit, walking in with a sword at one side and a morning star over her shoulder. So
Anya gives the arriving Baroness a respectful bow.
Hello.
We hear you.
We hear you, man.
Oh, okay.
She gives a polite curtsy, and then quietly takes a seat, waiting to hear when this thing is kicking off.
William doesn't even waste a second because impatient.
Mhm.
And he says, "This is where we're going, as far as we got here. Misha, you were saying you found something, and before I set the plan, I want to hear that."
Yeah, well, first of all, I need everybody's, well, I at least need, and she points to William and to Charles and to Shaya. She's like, I need those shirts you guys have. I'm gonna do some stuff on that. But yeah, we were talking about a plan before. I think it's gonna change.
And thank you for saying it in the last second. As he like smiles, but he's not.
I
salty.
just found out.
Cheryl will take off her shirt and just give it to her, even if she's wearing like just underwear, probably just wearing her bra underwear. Her bra underneath. She doesn't care. She just in front of everybody. Hands.
I don't think anybody cares right now. She'll collect whatever shirts are, handed to her.
Yeah, Charles will take his off as well, which might be saying like, God, that's embarrassing, but whatever. He doesn't seem bothered by it one way or the other as he hands it over.
William will give his T-shirt, and those who didn't see William naked for a long time sees, maybe nobody saw, but there is a mark on William. It looks like the sign of House Dougal. There's like the first letters of a name. His back is full of rip scars. There's even new stab wounds that looks very deep. And he gives it, and he is still looking at Misha, waiting.
Well, I dug a little deeper.
Hello.
And you see, and she actually points at the top of the thing there. Do you see that door right there? I was trying to figure out where it came out at.
Yes.
I figured it out. There is it comes out underwater. Evidently it started. Give me a second. I'm going to try to get the actual write up here. My life will be easier if I can actually have it open. What is wrong with my thing? I'm sorry, guys. I had this all set up. Okay. Yeah, it was it's below sea level, and it collapsed. So the only thing that keeps this bunker from flooding is a big watertight door, steel. What that means is, as far as I know, they only have one watertight Pokemon over there, and we only have one watertight Pokemon over here. I'm thinking that I need to go down there. I'm pretty sure I have the advantage because that's a Puka and not that's a Puka and not a Selkie.
Do we have any butterflies left?
I got the one back from Hall. I can give you that.
Yeah. Okay. So.
But my point is, I could go down there. I may have to deal with her. I don't care about that part, and I will do my best to open the door, flood it. So anybody down there will basically die or have to be swimming struggling to stay alive, or whatever.
Or they will have to come to an area where there is no flooding, which is, I think, one of the areas that we found out.
Which is above sea level, yes, because they have to get above sea level, which means they have to get upstairs.
Okay.
So either it'll push them out or they'll die, and either way they'll lose their safe spot to fall back on.
Okay, that's good. My plan was, which we try to create with Charles, me, and Misha. It's very simple. It's that we have the wand that stops time. Misha was gonna use the wand, but now I think I will be the one. To Amber, which Amber will create a circle around the environment with a stop time that will affect everybody inside in a cursed way, and she can choose who will get cursed and who's not. It will give us an advantage to fight these people when they're cursed. Secondly, we can now add to this plan that the Misha will go down in the water. She will handle her problem, which, something. The second she gives us the cue, we will stop time, draw the circle, and then we will attack in their most disadvantageous moment where they're drowning, cursed. Um, this exact time we will attack from the back door, which we know the password of. At the same time, our men in the front, the 14 guys here or anybody you want to add there, they will either wait depending on what's going on inside or what they can see, or they will enter. And it will be two-sided attack in a time where they're at their most disadvantage.
I'd like to add one more thing that I'd like to contribute to the plan. The reason I brought these beer bottles here, these beers here today, is because we are dealing with, we believe to be at least 28 or more individuals, and I would like everyone to at least take a moment to either drink their beer, drink part of their beer, or whatever, pour whatever's out left for the dead that have suffered at the hands of the Ranters, and give the bottles back to me, as I wish to inflict alcoholic paralysis on everyone within that building. It's going to require a lot of energy for me to do that, but since you're saying that we want to get through the back door first, should I hold off on inflicting that curse before we're actually inside through the back door?
We will have a lot of curses. I think for the safest attack and the safest, let's just not lose a lot of people when we do. So we give, we hit it hard with the paralysis, flooding, and the curse that Amber's sword will do. Hit them hard, and if we really hit them hard, they might just, surrender to us.
Real quick question. I don't know if any of you know this since I haven't used this sword yet, but if the way I understand it, if I draw this circle, the people that I say can enter the circle will be concealed within the circle. So does that mean when we go inside the circle, we'll be invisible?
To the outside world, yes.
But to the people that are already in the circle, when I draw it, they'll be able to see us.
No, because they are not supposed to be in the circle.
So this is awesome, guys. We're gonna be attacking.
Dear God.
We're gonna be complete. Like they're not gonna notice us. At least while we're in the circle.
So yeah, Misha will pull out the wand and offer it to William.
He will take it.
Okay.
It is a dainty-looking wand, by the way. It is chimerical. It looks like it's made from like a shard of amethyst with like a chimerical, like very fresh spring plant wrapped around it. It is the girliest of wands.
Who cares? William just takes it.
And it will align your chakras just right.
Indeed.
Yes, it will. And then she will disappear with all of the shirts.
Who has the whip?
The flail? You mean the flail?
That's what I meant.
That should have been.
That's Alice.
Yeah, that's Alice.
Awesome. Just making sure we have all three. It's important that they all exist.
What?
William looks at Alice. Do you have the weapon?
She nods, holding it up. I mean, considering what she's wearing, it's very hard to conceal.
When it comes to formation, I have been, doing this, and I will say I will be at the front. Do we guys want to do this as in like the volunteers on the front, or more tactically?
We may be hitting them hard and with as much of everything that we can. We should bring up the mention of the plants. I might be able to get them, knock them out too with the effect, but we need to be careful just in case they're somehow more resistant. So,
I mean, they're also useful in terms of if we can turn them on them, as I've discovered. But if you need to knock them out, that's probably like the least of our worries. So, give me a second. You guys keep talking. I'll be right back. And she walks off for a second.
I think knocking them off is understandable, and it's what I would prefer. Here is the problem, though. If they strike back, and if they try to kill you, then it should be on, in my opinion. I won't just, risk myself or others to save these terrorists. That's just me, though. As he says with a smile. That's just me.
Well, one way or another, we need to make sure that we have at least as much of an advantage as we can. If it turns out that while we're in the midst of it, that the plan changes and those plants being active would be a good thing, I can always turn it off for them.
He nods. Is there anyone else who wants to say anything regarding the plan or anything else?
Desiree will speak up. Was there anybody who didn't have a set of butterflies to communicate with? And she'll put a handful of the pins down on the table.
We'll see.
William will take a couple.
Yeah, she will take a couple. Thank you.
Misha will walk back in at this point with the armfuls of shirts, and she will hand out the appropriate shirts to the people who are supposed, she knows where they belong. And then everyone else gets indiscriminately extra large shirts that say Booby Inspector, Coney Island 2018.
Imagine it doesn't fit Desiree too big. I mean, she's a very tall woman, so it may be baggy, but it's not dangling to her knees. Meanwhile, Anli looks like a child in pajamas, a very upset child in pajamas.
Well, she could tuck it into her pants or something. It would make it a little bit better.
Probably going to pull her belt around it to make it look more like a shirt tunic. But she's just looking at it, and she's just.
She could flip it inside out.
She's already put it on. It's fine.
She cannot pretend it's not there.
No.
But
this is not the image I had of going into battle.
This is undignified.
It's okay. Once you go inside, you'll be invisible. No one will be able to see you wearing it.
William,
except for me, takes a picture.
William, will tell Misha, you want Inaba with you or with us?
And she looks at William, then glances to Shea and back to William, and she'll be like, Inaba will be with you.
Then can you give me your backpack so I will carry the backpack and Inaba will be there? Putting your head up.
Oh, Inaba needs to be free just in case someone gets hurt. So she can go help them. She'll stay out of the way, I imagine. As she kind of reaches down and just kind of looks at her, and Inaba sort of tilts her head back up at her. There's an acknowledgement, maybe they already discussed, she already told Inaba, and they could, Inaba knows what to do, basically. She's got it in 3, she'll figure it out. And she's like, Inaba will go with you. I won't be able to be there to heal you guys, at least at first, but you do have something. Those shirts will heal you a little bit while you're fighting. If you get hurt, it should slowly heal you. They might be hideous, but it doesn't matter. And she grins.
Right.
So the other thing I was going to say, since you did say we were asking if we wanted to go in pairs or if we wanted to do something a little more tactically. What would you have in mind for the latter half?
I would say actually, like, us, this group, remains together. I go first. The best fighter after me, I think, is Shea and Anye and Desiree. After them, those who wants to remain in the back and throw stuff, they can remain in the throw stuff. I know you're a caster. I think it would be best for you to remain in the middle.
That would be appreciated.
I would say me, Shea, and Anya in the front, because we may need Desiree to check back. If we don't know the inside of the place, so Desiree may have to protect your back. And flanks can be protected by Amber and the Alice. Alice is also a caster. Amber is Amber. She is professional.
I swing both ways.
Exactly. So that
Yeah,
would
you
be
do.
my
Actually, I
plan.
will wink.
I think, would that be acceptable to everybody?
Mm.
Solid to me.
Anya, if you want to go and cover the back, or if you want to be in the somewhere else, let me know. Or
She's nods. She's like, I'm comfortable in the front.
he nods.
I'll be right behind you. Don't worry. He says, and he gives that a smile that's supposed to be charming, but it's yeah.
Charles's diamond teeth.
Mm-hmm. Those diamond fangs.
Misha, did we bring the our gifts?
Huh?
OOC, the antitoxin.
Oh, yeah. And she will reach into her bag and will start handing out, I don't know what they look like. We'll just say they look like little, probably small glass vials. That seems to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she'll start handing them around. And
How many
just
were there?
there's I think he said there were 8 because Misha already drank hers. So no, 8 minus or 7, total 7. It was 8 minus the 1, I believe, is what he told me. So there are 7, so there's enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's enough for 6 of us plus one NPC, unless someone wants to give theirs to an NPC.
William will give his to Anya, actually.
Oh, good.
Because
I was going to give mine to Anya. If that was,
We're just gonna stack up Anya.
Here, Anya, you look like you need an extra hit.
Yeah, as she's explaining, because I'm sure nobody's drinking until they know what the hell it is. Because I wouldn't have, Misha sure wouldn't. She will explain. These are antitoxin. There is a nasty poison they have over there, and it has some really horrible effects. This will allow them, will make their poison not work.
Does it have a duration?
It's permanent. It just doesn't work on you anymore.
Oh, that's convenient.
As I understand it.
Yeah, it's like think of it kind of like a medical vaccine. Yes.
Awesome. Gonna drink that.
Yeah.
Charles is still holding his. Like, William gives his to Anya before he can hand it over. He looks at it, but he keeps looking at his for a moment, and he goes, "As I'm in the middle, I have the least amount of risk of being hit, assuming that all the guards are doing their jobs." So he hands his to Desiree.
Just stacking up the NPCs, guys. Cool.
Tell me, I dare you.
I'm gonna kill everyone. I take that dare.
You guys might notice that Misha herself did not keep one.
Mhm.
But as I understand it, it tastes foul. As you might imagine, most medicines do.
Yep.
Take it like a shot.
Yes. It does taste foul because it is part of the process for making this antitoxin vaccine was using that poison, which has some rather sketchy plants and god blood in it. So it does have the vaguely rancid taste of iron to it as well.
And even better, it's like it was bro god blood. So
Bro
Yes.
God.
Yes, so it tastes like the iron in blood and Pabst Blue Ribbon.
ew.
How did you know what I brought? I mean, just I didn't say it was good beer.
The blood of the god tastes like.
Did you say bro?
They were totally bro gods. Well, at least he was totally a bro god.
Yeah,
No, there were two of them, weren't there?
I don't remember.
PC principal.
There was all kinds of bro. But yeah, anyway, so she'll do that, and then she's just gonna look yeah, because she's actually wearing her she has a knife on her. She also has one of Maxine's guns, one of the big ones. And she's gonna be like, who's likely to be near the back?
I believe that was Desiree and Alice was the ones who was said to be in the back.
Alice and I are flanking.
Ah, there we go.
I ask because what I'm not taking this where I'm going, as she holds up the gun and the holster, because that will just mess with the gun and I won't be able to use it. So I need someone who can carry this, or if nobody can, then I'm going to hide it someplace and grab it on the way out.
I think my bouncer is trained with firearms. He's not an expert, but if no one else here is familiar.
I'm fine.
Charles takes a very deep swallow. It's a memory of something. It's like some horrible Vietnam flashback sort of thing as he remembers having to take his firearms recertification.
That's fine. Then yeah, Misha will offer the gun to Trevor then, and just look at him and just be like, treat this carefully.
He sort of looks at it and nods and says, hopefully I won't have to use it, but thank you.
If you do need to use it, I'd rather see you alive.
I feel the same way.
William's inner self wants to give a chest bump to Trevor, but he won't.
His true desire is to chest bump Charles so hard it sends him into next week. Anyway.
Hell of a Chronos bunk.
Give me time. We'll give you time.
All right. So shall we move on?
Everyone take a beer.
Chug, chug, chug. Was that thing where she smashed it against her head and then
I said I need the
Amber
bottle.
glasses herself.
Oh, it's glass. Never mind. We're not smashing it against the side of anything.
I need them to be breakable, but not right now.
Understood.
What did you break the bottle? I was checking it was breakable. Damn it!
William drinks it and gives it to Charles.
Thank
And he's
you.
Misha will take a sip, and knowing her own problems, will pour the rest out on the ground, and then offer it to Charles.
Charles takes that as well, and eventually I think everyone grabs one, and hopefully they all pass them back. But there's probably a few.
Desiree looks at the spilled beer.
Misha will go mop it up. She's not going to be rude to somebody else's, since somebody else's
it's not
freehold.
rude necessarily. It's ceremonial, but it's still like
A mess.
Damn it.
like,
It's a look or Desiree's hammer.
No, Misha will totally go grab a rag and wipe it up. It's not a problem as far as that goes.
There's probably I think 4 bottles left. I think we got, how many people do we have in total here? We got 15 NPCs and 7 players. That's, or 6 players.
Well, that's 21 people.
21 people. Okay, so there's 7 bottles left. So Charles takes the last 7 bottles and he hands one to Alice. He actually hands a few to Alice and says, "Let's go outside and pour the rest of these out." And he actually gives he gives one to William, and he gives one to Misha. And please come with me.
She blinks and oddly enough, follows.
Mhm.
William comes in.
And he holds one up. And he holds one up for the people here, and he gestures for them to hold up the ones he's given them. For Maxine, as they pour it right down on the sidewalk right there.
Yep. She will echo that and pour that thing out.
Alice is following suit with the several bottles that were given to her.
So does William.
Thank you very much. I'll collect them now, and hopefully reality is lubricated enough for this to work. As he takes the bottles and makes his way back to the case there. And
All right.
I believe it's time to leave.
Yes. And as you make your way through the the streets of Queens, either by car or motorcycle or whatever the fuck methods you use, in your federal booby inspector shirts, or you don't have to be crazy shirts 2018.
Charles being the one deviant of the mass.
There, you arrive just outside. I'm not going to say you're like driving into the actual fort just yet, because I think there's a little more sense in the collective group than that. Not going to give you guys that too much credit beyond that, but
Common sense.
Well, they have been to this place before. They should be able to figure out the best way to get there without being noticed.
Yes. But yeah, you know that there's like a wooded area that from which like you can generally be fairly concealed while looking at the base camp to get a visual on the current situation.
Can we see the? Oh, sorry, I was just going to ask. Can we see the man-eating plants?
It seems like quite a few of them have been trimmed. There's still a hint of
You're welcome.
There's been a hell of a base beautification project going on after the last gruesome foray into gardening.
I mean, evidently they learned that not only can they be, helpful, they can also hinder you, by death.
There's still some around like the quarters, but the HQ and mess hall have been cleared of any plants. And there's very few left around the quarters. The wall that faces HQ has a few.
Good to know where they're at, just in case I need them.
Yeah. Are you guys doing? Are we doing this broad daylight? Or are we doing this in the evening?
Evening.
Evening. All right. Roll perception alertness difficulty 8.
What sense is this based on?
Sight.
Darn it.
Okay. Perception alertness, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, that first.
Oh, I don't know. Perception alertness. Well, luckily it's still going to be this. Well, is it 8 or?
I was gonna say I botched, but I don't because I'm a troll.
Thank you, trolls.
It was standard diff, right?
No, because it's nighttime. We're doing 8. If you have some sort of heightened perception for your eyeballs, then it's regular difficulty.
I got you.
Would attention to detail apply?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 5 successes then.
Oh, Jesus, Charles, you extra motherfucker. Okay, anyone else got success?
I see everything.
I got 2. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got special eyes.
Look at me.
look at your special. Look with your special eyes. My brand.
Okay, so those of you with You said 1 and 2 successes, right? For Amber and Misha.
Yeah.
Did Nelson roll? Yes.
Yep, I was up there.
Two
Didn't
successes,
get
okay.
any.
No, that's right. You didn't get any. Okay. For those of you who see nothing, you see it gets dark. You see the vague outline of buildings, but you can't quite make a grasp on like the numbers that are outside right now. For those of you who can see, with 1 success, you do see that there are people like moving about. You see like people like the Ranters have sort of like these little things that mark who's who, like a certain amount of like rank insignia for their own little anachronistic group here. There are a handful of people that have none. For those of you who see you see like Misha, you're familiar with the amount of people. These are people that weren't here last time. There's probably about 10 new recruits
Fuck.
to this group. Charles,
With my special eyes.
you see a few of these new recruits. I mean, you don't know they're new, but you know that they're people. A few of them are red caps, and a couple are Slua.
She'll just be like, "There's more here."
Which ones are the new ones?
She'll start like describing and pointing, etc.
Those are mostly red caps and Slua over there.
Okay.
Does that mean anything significant?
Just that we have a few more brawlers and people who might be sneaking up on us if we're not careful.
All right, now
They won't be able to see us. They can't sneak up on us if they can't see us.
those of you who had multiple successes, so Shea and Charles, or yeah, not Shea and Charles, sorry, Misha and Charles, sorry. I want you guys to roll me a perception canning difficulty 8.
Oh Lord. Let me look at that particular score, because who the heck knows?
I know what it is.
I do now.
Well, does attention to detail apply on that one?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 successes, unfortunately.
And 2 successes.
Me too.
All right. You'll also notice, giving a further glance, that there appears to be sort of like deliberately hidden figures about. There also, Misha, there's a boulder that you know wasn't fucking there last time. It's pretty substantially large, but nobody seems to be paying any attention to it. Like, you don't know if maybe they pulled it in or what, but it is a sizable boulder, and you notice it.
Yeah, like she turns her head and she's staring down this boulder after kind of looking a little closer, and she's just like, okay, there might be even more, and they're really good at hiding. Is it kind of like what we saw Nathaniel do?
It's actually pretty different.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, there's a couple of hidden figures. One seems to be actually on the beach, and you think you see something in the water. It's what?
Go on. Sorry.
So, but anyways, so yes, this is what you see.
Yeah, Misha's gonna just she's looking around and she's just like, okay. First of all, there's a boulder over there. I don't know if that's like a person disguised or if it's some sort of magical item that they've enchanted, but there's that. There's all these people over there that are sort of hiding, and I don't know how they're doing it. It doesn't look like whatever Nathaniel did. Plus, there's some stuff over there, as she points over towards the beach. And that's really the thing I'm most concerned about. I mean, obviously, you guys need to figure that out. As she's going to point directly at this boulder to see if anybody else sees it.
looking, I mean, at the boulder, but also the figures on the beach, Carol, would my previous perception help me in making determinations?
The boulder, sorry, I needed to clarify. The boulder definitely wasn't what Nathaniel did. It definitely has a chimerical presence. You're having a hard time putting your finger on what, though, unless you have none of high lore. In which nobody here does. So, the two figures. Yeah, the beach figures, yes, they have, it's not trick of the light, but it is chicanery that is masking them from sight.
Yeah, to rephrase what Misha said then. She would be like, they look like they're doing chicanery. Don't know what's going on with the boulder.
The plan needs to change because we were prepared for something else. This is different. I would say the things in the water may come up if we draw the circle and then attack them the second the circle is done, which will still curse those inside and outside, because now there will be an outside battle and inside battle. The second those things in the water gets out, because there needs to be an aid for us to help, Misha can swim inside, get the things done. Our surprise attack, when our surprise attack is done, then we can go inside of the freehold. What do you guys say?
Okay. The thing is, I might be able to just sneak right past them.
And that's risky, because what if you don't?
Yeah, well, there's always a risk here. That's how it goes.
You will be alone against 3 or 2. We don't know how many inside in the water.
When you stop time, I could always see if I can check.
That's clever.
After I draw the circle, of course. I don't know how long it's going to take me to draw the circle, but I can try to be fast because it stops time for 10 minutes, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Charles is clever. Charles, how many minutes it will take for us to draw a circle?
That is a good question. Carol, how many minutes would it take to make the circle?
Perception, math.
The academics.
Wait, hold on. Can I get Baby over here? She's got some smarts.
You mean my academics? I'll be happy to do my academics here.
I can roll some academics if that's all we're doing.
Perception, academics. Carry the 2.
That'd be fine. I want to try if it's academics. Damn it.
Enigmas?
It's either 4. It's all either 4 or 7, depending if attention to detail works.
Never mind, y'all are fine.
I got 3.
All right. Here's what your rules are showing you. 10 minutes. She could draw a very tight circle that encompasses the buildings. The boulder is outside of that range. The water definitely outside of that range. Like the beach, the person on the beach, they are not reachable within 10 minutes. It would have to be an altered circle leaving out one of the buildings.
So would it take 10 full minutes, like that entire time, to draw the circle? Like no extra time?
Well, here's the thing. If we all get into the circle and they come in after us, they're going to get cursed because they're not part of the exclusion. So
they won't be able to see us if we're in the circle.
Exactly.
One of the big problems about that is that if we draw the circle around the building and then attack the boulder, my question is, can Amber draw the circle around the freehold?
The freehold, the balefire was not in any of the buildings upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
The freehold is presumably, because you can feel the magic of it, like the balefire is presumably in the bunker.
So if we draw a circle outside, it won't affect the bunker?
It will. The bunker's underneath. It's underneath the HQ.
So my question is, we need to look at the water, but William doesn't want to risk Misha. So can Amber draw a circle around the freehold, check the water stuff, and then come back?
I mean,
10 minutes.
She can roll her perception alertness at a higher difficulty while doing it because she'll be on the run.
I mean, it's something.
Yeah, it's something. So William will tell people, how about this, guys? Right now the plan gets harder, but still, we should handle this today, or many people will die.
Mm.
Amber goes and draws a circle around the freehold and the bunker, which means we will have to deal with these people outside, all by ourselves. I will take the boulder. Rest of you can deal with the other members. Which means when we deal with these people, Charles can cast the paralysis, and according to the Amber's information, or after we check what's going to happen inside in the water, Misha can flood the gates inside, which they will go up. OOC, if you guys didn't understand, I can repeat.
I'm a little
I think-
confused.
Please do. I have to go give my son some more milk to take his finishes now.
Okay. So Amber draws a circle around the freehold and checks the things in water. She comes back, and the 10 minutes is over. The second 10 minutes is over. We attack those things outside. William, says, I will be volunteer to go after the boulder. You guys can deal with the rest. Then we will still have to deal with the things in the water, or we will still, we will need to understand what's going on in the water. After we deal with these outside people, if the things in the water comes to help, they will be dead, blah, blah, blah. Misha will go down, flood the freehold, or the whatever is downstairs. And then while this is happening, they will still be cursed inside. And Charles then do the paralysis, and then we will attack. It will be basically we will have to deal with the outside and then enact a plan.
I get what you're saying. The problem is that if we don't flood it first, then they can just fall back there.
We can cut them from their backs.
I mean, if they do fall back there, and then I go down and I let the water out, but by then you're already, you guys might be in there, and obviously you could know to stay out. But I don't want to drown one of you guys by accident.
Here is the problem. You're one person against many there.
It looks like maybe two. There's something in the water. There's something on the beach.
Two versus one is still a big risk.
And I'm better in the water than at least one of them.
And
Plus, I have a whole bunch of stuff.
Thank you. I'm not taking that risk.
I'm just saying, there's got to be. What is the problem if me try to move closer and try to get to know more information? Because I don't see what the problem with that is.
The thing is if we get caught in a scuffle outside the space that we're going at, it might draw attention. And yes, they'll be cursed on the inside, but what's to keep them from being drawn out?
Exactly.
That's not my point.
Once
I'm
so
saying
basically they'll get cursed while they're on the inside. They can leave, but they'll still be cursed.
Yep.
That's not. I mean, if they're cursed now, that's fine. I mean, so you just want me to wait till that's done to at least go down and scout out a little bit to know what the hell's going on over there? Because I think I know what one of those things is.
It's still a risk.
Of course it's a risk. We are in a fighting situation. Of course it's a risk. Everything is a risk.
And hopefully I'll be able to get some information about what's in the water after I draw the circle.
If you draw the circle, that means they will know what's going on. The second the circle is done, you need to deal with these problems. Those outside.
But I'll still have the 10 minutes,
Exactly.
to check. And then...
Yeah, you're right. So... William looks at Charles and says, I think that we should go with the plan where Amber draws a circle, we attack outsiders. Amber checks, the things in the water. Misha, after we deal with the outsiders, Misha handles the floodgates. We go in.
Sounds good.
Just so what if those things in the water don't come up? What if they just stay there because that was their order, or
We will find another way.
Or because they know they've lost, and therefore to stay here is stupid?
We will find another way.
one way or another, as I said, the plan makes it so that if we, let's say they were to come rushing out of the water one way or another into the circle, they'll be cursed and we can deal with them more effectively that way. And I could extend, it might still be more difficult that way, but I could extend my curse outwards. One way or the other, we're dealing with an unknown factor. I think it's in the best interest that if we're going to, if they are a threat and there's something to go in there, we lure them into the circle where they're going to start having issues and where we'll be in our element and they can't see us.
Also, Carol, I don't know if this is how stopping time works, but if the wand is pointed at me and then I click my boots, would I be able to draw the circle faster and therefore have more time to check out what's in the water?
Oh, she's probably still away helping her son.
I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, there you are.
Okay. I'll say you can activate your boots. You'll roll glamour to activate them to see like how long it lasts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can click your boots.
There's no place like home, Amber.
And I'll say, since we're dealing with wonky time, for each success, you will get the time to do a regular perception alertness roll without the heightened difficulties. So
sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay. So, all right.
All right. Well, we'll have a temporal scout as soon as the case drops. Amber lets us know what exactly is happening, and we'll proceed from there. If it turns out it's a threat, then we'll deal with it accordingly, or, well, how we're going to deal with the threat, I think, is the issue. Do we lure them into the circle if they're a threat, or do we just attack them out front where we have no protection and everyone can see us?
So the problem is, what I was thinking is, if we draw the circle around the freehold, those outside will not be affected, but we have no advantage of the number.
Granted, but once they cross the circle, since they're not supposed to be there, then they'll be cursed, and they won't see us one way or another once we're inside the circle.
What is the curse that you're laying down, by the way?
I think it depends on the number of successes I get.
Okay.
Because it depends whether, like, 1 success is a minor curse, 2 successes is a significant curse, yada yada.
Do you want to roll for that?
Now?
Just to know. You don't have to right now.
Okay. I mean, that works if that's something you're allowing.
Yeah. Just to get it out of the way while we're doing it.
This is straight glamour, right?
Yes.
And since so my bunk for at least drawing the circle was
it's just drawing it in the sand. Because it's a treasure, you don't have to bunk.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Wait, so this is basically ring 4, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then. I didn't know that till just now.
And then my other question was, oh yeah, so what would the diff be?
It takes 2 glamour, so we're going to put it at 6.
Okay. It costs 2 glamour to activate. Does it have glamour within it?
Well, it's a treasure. It doesn't store glamour, though. It'll have to be your personal glamour.
That's fine. And since, I want to actually curse him a lot, I'm going to use a willpower on this, and all of my dice are nightmare dice.
Oh my god.
Okay, so 6, and I'm spending a glamour, so it's going to be 5 successes, which is going to be a legendary curse.
Yeah.
So unable to use magic or other supernatural powers. So that's going to be my curse.
Don't forget that you just got 2 nightmare dice as well.
I know, but that's okay. That only brings me up to 9.
Actually, I forgot.
The imbalance is coming.
Give me a second. I need to actually find where I rolled yesterday, because I forgot I might have actually. gotten some there too.
Do nightmare dice
Shit,
apply
I
for
did.
glamour rolls?
I don't
I
think.
don't think they do.
I think it applies specifically on those. Whenever you roll whenever you roll magic, at least.
Hold
Yeah.
on. I have a thing. A cast a cantrip. Whenever the player rolls, whenever the player rolls the character's glamour or cast a cantrip, she replaces dice with one nightmare dice.
Fantastic. Thank you, Lily. I am glad you had that open.
No problem.
Okay.
So, just a second, guys, because like I am kind of confused. I wanted to just explain something.
Mm-hmm.
William actually says, like, these are the guys who are the outside that we need to deal and kill, and this is the freehold. Like, here is the freehold. And basically, like, William says, let Amber draw the curse around the freehold, and we just kill these people by attacking them. And yeah, like I'm sorry, I'm confused with that. I'm explaining, so then I will actually understand. And
Gotcha.
but after we kill these people here, outsiders, either these motherfuckers in the water will come or they won't, and that's the risk we're taking. The people inside of the freehold will be cursed, so we will basically kill them outside, and then we will enter the freehold, depending on what's going on in the water.
Well,
that was his plan.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is that with the once the curse is put into place, once we cross into the circle, we become invisible to those outside and inside the circle because we're the ones protected.
Mm-hmm.
If the thing is outside start hearing a commotion and they come in, they get afflicted with the curse because they're not protected by the circle.
Okay, now I understand.
Yeah. So it's actually in a better. It gives us more of an advantage if we lure them into the trap we're setting up for the people inside.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if Amber is going to remove everyone's magic that isn't protected. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yep.
Take that, Ranters.
Yes.
I saw your note. So what happens if you go there? It actually, since it happened within one roll, it clears it out to 0. You get one imbalance.
We can discuss that later unless it applies right now.
No, not unless you're... we'll discuss it later.
Okay.
So I'm not going to, because that's just a lot more work and slowing things down.
Right. That's fine. That's why I was like, we can deal with it later. But I just wanted to make sure you knew about it.
Thank you. So yeah, you are now at no nightmare dice.
First imbalance!
Yay! Welcome to the Imbalance Club.
It was coming.
Yes. So you guys want to get started, or are you still discussing stuff?
Well,
I think we good.
All right.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, just making sure. Are we going to lure the things outside into the circle where we have a better advantage, or are we going to try and attack them outside the circle?
If they come in, to attack us, we can just kill them. If they we can then try to draw them for Misha after some time. We can draw them with Wayfarer 1.
Perfect.
All right, I'm ready.
Throw them into the circle.
Yeah, Vivi can do that. / I'm pretty sure Charles also has Wayfair, so.
All right, I have my beer bottles at the ready.
All right. So William, wave that wand.
William will look and wave the wand at Amber.
And click the boots and run. And that requires a glamour to activate as well, right?
Yes. Is it? No, it's a glamour roll. It's not a...
Oh, okay, awesome. And that's perm glamour, right? Not...
Yes.
So that's 5d10, greater than d6, F1. This is going to be hilarious if I get some more 10s. Oh, thank God, no 10s. Okay.
All right, so that's 3 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Okay, so that's great. That's like 1 per mysterious figure.
Awesome.
So roll that. I think it's actually perception kenning. But...
Perception kenning. What's my kenning like? My canning is not horrible. Okay, and this is
It's diff 8. You know they're there. You don't know the specifics because you didn't see them the first time.
okay, cool. And this is I have no willpower. I mean, I don't have no willpower, but like I have very little, and I need to save that for if I need to hurt anyone. Okay, so you said, sorry, is this site based?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's gonna be 5 equal to so if I spend willpower on anything, I might spend the willpower on the one in the water, but I'm just gonna roll for the ones on land.
Okay.
Or slash, did you say there were 2 on land?
There's 2. There's a boulder that is highly suspect.
Mhm.
There is a figure on the beach that is currently using veiled eyes, and there is something in the water that is also very hard to focus on.
Yeah, so I'll just roll for the first 2, and then I'll spend willpower on the one inside the water because that's the one that we're most worried about. Because Misha. All right, this is for the boulder guy. 1 success.
1 success. Upon close inspection, you see what looks to be like the faint outline of arms and legs. It kind of looks like a person in like child pose.
How is this a large person?
Very.
Very large person. Okay, Lily OC knows what this is. Amber's like, large person. But this doesn't look like a troll, right?
Nope.
Awesome. I know what this is. Okay. And my next one for the person on the beach. Boop. No successes for that.
Oh, because that's one you could have really used some successes for.
Well, it's a straight fail. It's not a botch.
It's that chicanery keeping it veiled. That's keeping the things.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is the one in the water, and I am spending willpower on this one.
Okay.
Which is good, because otherwise it would have... No, that would not have been a botch, but it would have been not fun. So, one on that one.
Yeah, it's a changeling you don't recognize the kith of. That's the most fun you do.
Damn. But it is not a Selkie.
Nope. And not
Right.
a puka, because you know what that looks like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Does it look like it's in like human form swimming?
Oh, it's humanoid. It's not moving. Nothing's moving right
Well,
now.
right.
Very still.
But it's in the water, and okay, awesome.
Yeah. By the way, roll that curiosity flaw.
I mean, very true, very true. Okay, 6 greater than equal to what would the diff be?
I think it's diff 8, isn't it?
It depends on what it is. So if this is like something that's really pulling at me, then it's going to be higher. If it's something that's like, oh god, I wonder what like the example that they give is what's in the armory, it might be like lower.
Yeah, I'm gonna say since these are like mystery changelings, that we're gonna make it fairly high. So we're gonna go with the diff 8.
Okay. And this is a willpower roll, which I'm pretty sure I can't spend willpower on because it's a willpower roll.
You cannot.
Just straight fail.
All right.
Not a botch.
So you're probably going to be cutting it real close because you're going to go ahead and roll me another perception alertness to investigate this, I think.
Okay.
You can pick which one you want to look closer at.
I'll try the one that I didn't get to see, the one at the one on the beach.
Okay.
8F1, right? That's what this is. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, 2 successes.
All right. So, feeling very curious, you step closer to the figure that you weren't able to like discern, and stepping closer, you recognize a face. I'm gonna message you who you're looking at.
I swear to God, if this is my guy.
No, I don't. What are you talking? No.
Is this Harry? Did Harry escape?
No. Harry is not there.
Okay, good.
But
It's Isidore.
It was Isidore.
Oh
No.
shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Anyways.
You can't hear you. We're frozen in time.
But you've lost about a minute. You're probably going to have to leave something out in your circle.
Hmm.
So either the quarters, the entrance to the bunker, the HQ, something. It's going to be weird. Probably keep the HQ in so
Yeah,
William
no,
doesn't lose his shit.
the most important one was the freehold / where the balefire is.
Okay, so that's under the HQ.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get the HQ. What did you say there was? There's the bunker.
There's the bunker's under HQ.
Mhm.
There's the entrance into the bunker, which is near HQ. You're gonna have to either leave out the mess hall or the sleeping quarters.
Well, since it's okay, what exactly evening time it is? Is it like dinner time or is it like sleepy time?
It's like dinner time.
So then there will probably be people in the mess hall eating, so I should probably leave out the sleeping quarters.
Okay, yeah, I mean, there's probably people in both of them, but yeah.
Right, but it's just if this was sleepy time, I wouldn't need to draw it around the mess hall.
Okay.
I run back and be like, guys, and I know that they can't. They're still like still up and just be like, guys.
And so, like, as time starts like melting back into its rhythm, yeah, you start seeing like to everyone else, it seems as though Amber like never left. She's just there, but bouncing excitedly.
I mean, not excitedly. More like, oh shit.
Quiet.
Guys. Okay, so the boulder is a very, very large person / it doesn't look like any kind of changeling, I know, but it's very large. There is a person in the water, also some kind of changeling I don't recognize, and then Mariposa is the goddamn beach.
There's what?
Mariposa.
Wait, what?
Those are the Nanahi.
No, but Mariposa is a little different than a Nunahai?
No, she brought them. They're here in Queens. She's here she's here to be in the assault.
Shit.
Are you sure she's here to be at the assault?
Yeah, are you sure she's not here to help them?
This is a strange place to find ourselves.
I don't see
Either
why
way, the
she
circle
wants-
is drawn.
Puts I told Mariposa that we were doing this today. She's the Baroness within the borough I live in. Of course, I was going to keep her informed. Of course, she did not inform me of any intention she had further than this, but she's not required to.
So we don't know if she's here to help us or hinder us. Awesome.
I don't see a reason why she'd want the Ranters to be a threat in her barony. Especially after she just got it.
Is she an idiot? Why she didn't inform us then?
That's not really the issue right now. We can certainly think what we want. Right now, I think we have to do the best we can with what we have and watch and hope that she's she's not.
Also, no one inside the HQ / the circle is going to be able to use any of their powers.
Okay, guys, listen. You guys continue hiding. I will go in. If they attack me, just murder all of them.
Wait. Sorry. Are we doing a bait? Are you bait?
Yes, I am.
That wasn't the plan, but okay.
The ever-shifting fucking plan.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I feel like Misha might be trying to sneak off now because she wants to go see the things on the beach. I mean, he's changing the plan. I'm changing the plan. It's fine.
Jesus.
Don't split the party.
Yeah, William will slap the shit out of her.
Oh, you're the one
It looks like we're down to plan double theta.
William will look at like everybody and he says, "What the fuck you want to do then?" As he looks at Misha like, "What the fuck you want to do then?"
Keep going with the same plan we had in the first place.
What safe plan? We don't know these people are enemies or not.
No, same, not safe. None of this is safe. I've said that 3 times.
So what? I don't want you guys to enter a trap if it's a trap. Let me go in. If they attack me, it's fine. Charles will lead. I'll be fine. I have everything in my possession that I can survive. Desiree is here. My guardian angel is here. It's fine.
She seems a little shocked being called a guardian angel.
She has horns.
So,
If you're really worried about someone dying, I could just extra life.
Alice doling out the one-ups. Hear all that.
it will take their. I think I already have it on me. I don't know. Let's go. Let me just. I'm going in.
Anya raises her hand. Are we still following you?
No. You won't. I will just go in. If they attack me, fuck them up.
And to be clear, when you say going in, you mean going to say hi to Mariposa, right?
I mean, kill Mariposa if they attack me.
Right. But you're not going into the HQ. You're going to the beach.
I am going. William doesn't fucking understand what's going on right now.
Your best bet is to talk to her. If you walk up to her and they attack, that's what we need to know. If you just walk up to her and you have a conversation, then that's acceptable. If you walk into the middle of a damn camp where you're surrounded by not just whatever those things are and the ranters, then that might be insta-death, even with all your magic on you. So we want you to go talk to Mariposa, which makes more sense.
William will take his phone and he will text Mariposa. Mariposa, where are you?
She does not have her phone on her in the middle of a fucking thing.
Alice is actually surprised that William has his phone
I know,
on
right?
in the middle of a stealth raid.
You're just gonna hear the fucking William Tell overture from the goddamn beach.
Yeah, I can tell you Misha doesn't, because it would just ruin her phone. I mean, she has the bag to put this stuff in, but,
You know
Look,
what?
as I said, in the plan, if we go with the original plan, we just go in, they're not going to be able to see us inside that circle. We have an advantage if we're within it.
Yes, we're talking too much already. Let's fucking kill these bitches. As you like, not the Mariposa, not the two guys, the ranters in front of the HQ.
Yep.
Tentatively not Mariposa. I like, yeah.
Tentatively. Maybe.
Right, so we're just going ahead with the original plan and hoping that Mariposa is on our side.
Yep,
Exactly.
at this point.
Cool.
William like pulls his sword very, like nicely, and then he says, he nods at everybody. He looks at everybody, like, does everybody looks ready?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
As ready as Charles is going to be in his ridiculous fucking shirt. And he pulls the goggles down.
Yeah. He pulls his like shield, and then like he makes a forward motion with his sword, which he will start running towards these motherfuckers.
Hell yeah.
And with that, Charles then takes a big swing, tossing the entire box full of bottles off in one direction as they shatter, as he tries to inflict paralysis on everyone within that freehold area.
You want to roll that?
Yeah, what's my...
No,
well,
I thought he was just going to do it. Like, if that just happens, right?
No, I need to roll the bunk. Well, I need to roll the
No,
dice.
no, you don't. It's okay.
You're
just
right.
littering.
What am I? Just littering. I need to know what my diff's at.
Let's see. We're casting within a freehold on multiple people. I'm gonna.
And well, I have the scene 3, but it's gonna have to get at least 2 more glamour and my bunk. Scene.
Yeah, go ahead.
So base diff is 9 because I'm using scene. And I am applying time, but that doesn't increase the difficulty for me. So,
Plus,
so
it's at a freehold, which is also an increased difficulty.
It's a 5 for freehold.
So
but he's casting it on the people, not the freehold.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So base diff is 10 right now.
So with that bunk, let's see. We're gonna say that's since somebody was injured or irreparably harmed in any way, we're putting that at a -3 difficulty. So you're rolling at 7.
7 diff. Okay. Let's see how that goes. And Boom. Yeah, 3 successes and triple duration. That means I think for the next 3 weeks, those people are all paralyzed.
So, like, just standing there? Did you
Well-
cast it on the people on the beach as well?
Just the people in the freehold within the circles and stuff. At least what was in the agreed plan.
Okay, so within the circle.
And how much glamour did I spend? So,
I don't even know. I think it was 3, right?
well, at least to get the scene up, yeah. So
Yeah.
3 glamour being used right there. Jesus. All right.
So
Not only
okay,
can
so
they
if
not
it's
use magic, but they can't use their regular body.
yeah, with the exception of the people who were in their sleeping quarters.
Right.
Everybody else, this is like the most anticlimactic battle ever. Is everybody just stands still as William charges towards them.
It's like the scene in Monty Python when Lancelot just comes in and starts killing people. It's like, hey!
Ow.
If they're all just standing there, we knew this was coming. So Misha's going to kind of stay back a little bit, and she's actually going to watch over what's happening. And
Mhm.
she's going, in particular, going to keep an eye on the Nunahai and Mariposa.
Here's what you see as William makes this like bold charge into this group of stationary people. It like somebody alerts people, the few people that are within the sleeping quarters, and you see them start fleeing from the building towards, like, away from Fort Tilden, not into it. What happens then is the boulder starts to stand up and up and up, up. It is about roughly 15 feet tall. Chimerically speaking, it does have a human mane as well, which becomes more apparent once it stops hiding itself. And it grabs a ranter, like, by the waist and hurls it to the water.
Oh, thank God.
The figure you notice as Mariposa, like, raises her hand, and like, you can tell glamour is being expended as things happen. It lands in the water. You see green hands grab it and yank it down. There are bubbles that start popping.
You guys have no idea how lucky you are that Misha doesn't have curiosity right now.
Although this means you can still go and flood the place because the thing in the water is friendly.
Friendly as it drowns her renter.
It does
Friendly
seem
to
that way.
us.
So I'm not done yet. So you can see what is happening. Some
Yes.
more. It picks up a new recruit, somebody without a badge on it. And it throws it into the water. It is also assisted in being launched into the water. But when it is pulled down, it bobs back up and, like, makes a mad dash for the shore and runs away. And Mariposa lets it, like, run past her. So there is something happening in this, like, toss and drown situation.
I mean, it makes sense. He's a new recruit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Give me
For
one
those of
second.
you with out of character knowledge of of water babies, or those of you without, I guess, I'll inform you later what's happening.
So, are we gonna roll initiative or just we gonna?
Yeah, go. There's not really much initiative to be rolled if everyone's paralyzed and or running. That's the problem with you people being this extra.
Let's pull everyone into a central place and capture them.
Yeah, we've got 3 weeks of paralysis for people within the circle.
And they can't use magic until the next full moon, which is on the 28th.
Oh my god! These guys are so fucked.
Remember how you were trying to help me with combat, and I was really hoping that it was going to be helpful, Amachan. I really do appreciate you helping me with that, but I think at this point you guys can effectively arrest everybody.
Yay!
But
Except
if you're crawling into, like, what?
we have to find one woman.
Yes, she is not in the upstairs HQ.
Mm-hmm.
And she's either downstairs in the mess hall or in the sleeping quarters.
I don't think anybody knows the woman except Misha and William.
Misha's seen her in the vision.
So
Yeah.
William has a beeline to someone specific. So
Yeah.
Misha's
especially with no resistance along the way. Just start shoving people over.
Does she stands there without like anything?
Here's what's going on. She's not upstairs, which means you're gonna have to go downstairs into the bunker to find her.
Like after we arrest all those people, William will say like, "We need to go downstairs."
Yeah, Misha's gonna walk up to him and she's just gonna be like, "Let's go," because if you actually want to keep these assholes alive and I don't, then you better get them out of there before I flood it. Anyways, they're not going to get to use this place again easily.
They're probably paralyzed, so let's go down. Do we need to flood this place?
I'm going to, whether you like it or not. It just doesn't have to be right now.
Okay. William looks at everybody. Are we going in? After like we arrested like a bunch of people.
Hell no.
Yeah, you've arrested roughly 25 people, I think, something like that. New recruits tossed into the mix. Those who weren't tossed into the water, there's probably about 5 corpses bobbing gently.
Going out to sea.
Well, also, I mean, there is the fact that have we seen the beta puka yet? Because that one obviously stuck out in Misha's head.
Yeah, no, she was told something specific. She probably has not heard the commotion because she's underwater.
Exactly. So yeah, Misha will also kind of lean into him and be like, "There's still one more, and I'm pretty sure that she's outside the circle, down below, as in below in the water."
If you want to go after her,
I would like. Well, I if I'm going to go down there, I'd rather go down once. Maybe I can get the help of those 2 of Mariposas that seem to be pretty comfy out that way, or at least one of them.
Yeah, one definitely does not seem suited for swimming.
Right. Well, the other one. Maybe I can get. I can
taller
ask
than the water.
Mariposa. I can ask Mariposa if I can get some help.
But
why don't you clear people out of there first if that's really the way you're going to go about this?
Clear people out of where?
Down below, because I'm going to flood the hell out of this place once you get everybody out.
Okay,
they don't get to use it again easily.
William nods, looks at everybody, and says, "Let's go down."
Okay. The only entrance available to you non-water people is a very narrow ladder that really only comfortably fits one person at a time. When you get down to the bottom, it's locked, so somebody's going to have to either break down the door or
I got lockpicks.
Yeah, okay. So Misha goes first to unlock it?
Yeah.
Okay. So your dex larceny?
Yes, ma'am. I'm so respectful, right?
Yeah, open it. It is an open door now.
All right, go, people.
On either side are paralyzed guards, Red Cap and a Knocker, respectively. Sitting at a table is Garena, also paralyzed, but not paralyzed and kind of pacing about very anxiously, is a creature that you have never seen before. It has the head of an elephant, the body of a tiger, the tail of an ox, the eyes of a rhino, and it seems agitated. It is very large and unaffected by the paralysis.
Is it chimera?
It is chimerical, yes.
Can I make an intelligence plus gray mare roll to figure out exactly what we're looking at?
You can, and so can Misha.
It's Grimare?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Charles can too, because he reads a lot of random shit.
And if it's the specific thing that I'm thinking it might be, I actually have a lore that might apply. So
fail.
It should be still affected by the circle though, because if it's chimerical, that means it's under Fae.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it can't see us.
There might be something else going
4,
on.
5.
So who knows?
1, 2.
I got.
Is it
I got-
dipsticks?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
All right. For those of you with successes, here in this cursed bunker, unable to access its magic. Let's see. Charles, I'm going to get to you last. We've got, what, 2 successes for Misha and no successes for Alice, right?
Yep.
Okay, Alice, you don't know what it is. Misha, you aren't quite familiar with the legend, but you know it's that there's something about it in Japanese folklore, Baku. Charles, you extra thing. Not only are you familiar with this creature, you are very familiar that this now legendarily cursed creature is the Baku.
Not just a Baku, it's the Baku.
The Baku has been legendarily cursed. It is chained to this floor, by the way, because it is a very large creature. It is the consumer of nightmares and the creator of dreams.
Oh, no.
And it no longer has access to its magic.
Oh, no. Well, first of all, it was trapped here anyway, so it was not having a good time.
Does it not devour both dreams and nightmares?
It is the creator of dreams and the destroyer of nightmares.
Well, apparently I've been reading wrong folklore.
It depends on which version you read. But for this story, that is what it is.
Well,
there's another creature that eats dreams and creates nightmares.
Well, this is a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, Misha's just staring at it, and she just kind of squints for a second, and she's like, "Baku?"
It is the Baku. I think the Ranters trapped the Baku. This might be one of the reasons why there's been all these issues with the Dark Trods as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you killing?
And now it's been cursed so that it can't even do what its function is supposed to do.
Mom. And she'll look at Amber and be like, "Can we let it? Can we, like, if we free this thing, can you release the curse on it?"
Hold on, I'm reading the thing. I'm reading it. Chairman's who? Number successes.
Yeah, Misha actually is gonna. While she's gonna ask the question, and then obviously, I'm assuming you'll answer, but she's just gonna step forward, and because this is from Japanese stuff, and she'll just kind of, in Japanese, say, "Hello, honored Baku."
The Baku looks around because it can't see you. And just kind of like, it doesn't move its mouth, but you hear words in your head in Japanese. I don't see somebody speaking.
I'm invisible right now, and I don't think I can release it.
Quick question, Carol, about wording of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have it pulled up. So, it says, anyone and anything the character allows inside the ring and within the realms being used becomes invisible to the outside and protected from any sort of hostile magic. And that, it doesn't say anything about that changing if, like, it's already inside the ring.
Right. It's, I think the way we've been playing it is like those who are welcome within the ring, i.e. your adventuring party here.
Mm-hmm.
They are immune. Those who were already in it, we're just kind of making them the fools of poor circumstance because we've already kind of gone that route with this narrative. So they weren't supposed to be there. They weren't welcome. And the Fae are kind of nasty. Just because the circle was built around you doesn't mean you belong in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. How
And
dare
so,
you did not? How dare you not move before we made this circle that we never
and
informed you
so
about?
my question is, can I decide that this is allowed inside the ring now or not?
Um,
Because it doesn't say, and like I can send you the wording specifically of the spell. I have it pulled up. Because it doesn't say anything about. It just says that anything that's allowed inside, anyone I think the character allows inside the ring, comes in. Yada yada.
if it were your own magic and not like through this treasure created by someone else, I would say that you would know how to release it. But no, the Baku is cursed.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, then Misha's answer will stand on that. She will just be like, I'm invisible right now, and I can't release that. But if you will allow me, I will touch your side so that you'll know where I'm at.
It just kind of like shuffles kind of nervously in its chains. Yeah.
If that's the case, I mean, it doesn't seem kind of like okay then.
Yeah, it's not like going to like attack or anything, but it's made. It looks like it's made out of like many like animals, so it has a very animal reaction to like.
Misha's used to this at this point.
Yeah.
And she herself does that sometimes. So yeah, she's gonna step forward and put her hand like on the side, so that this creature can feel where she is, even though they can't see her. At least there's proof that she is there.
As you touch the Baku, even though it has no access to using its magic, you can feel what it is. Touching this thing feels like the sweetest of dreams. Those hopes and aspirations that you can reach only when your mind isn't burdened with the waking world. It is a phenomenal creature. It should not be here.
Yeah, she looks physically a little bit overwhelmed to those of you who can see her as she's touching this thing. She just looks in awe.
I'm going to take a side moment and discuss what William's doing, since he has snatched Garena by the throat and is taking her outside.
Yeah, he's taking her to the free, real world, gray world.
Okay. I mean, she is still cursed and paralyzed.
Yeah, then he will cut her throat.
Jesus. Like out in the open? Like where are you taking her to slit her throat?
Do it in front of the Ranters.
No, he will. Like she needs to be in the real world, just right outside of the freehold. I don't think there are cameras here.
No.
Like there's like bunch of people who are probably arresting right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, William just. Is there anybody looking at him like, don't do it? Because like he pulls his knife and he puts his like knife to her throat and he's like waiting because this is hard for him.
You are like the people that are doing the arresting are like the Knights of Leon. They are prepared for this. They're binding hands and like essentially kind of, for lack of better word, stacking the Ranters. They
pile them into the trucks.
They certainly are. Like they seem concerned about you putting a knife to her throat, but you get the impression that they are willing to look the other way. After all, that was an attack that affected a lot of people. And while they may have come from California, there were a lot of changelings in that. And these people are traditional. You are repaying a debt.
William is keep breathing and keeping that knife there. He can't decide.
She is entirely helpless right now. So it is up to you to decide ultimately, because she is at your mercy. The question is, are you William the Just, who will put her up in front of the courts to be judged?
God damn it, because that was the seed.
Or are you
William the Cruel?
Yes, who, when his opponent is paralyzed, will will take advantage of the situation. You stand at a crossroads, and this is definitely going to affect your trajectory.
Do it!
I mean,
Charles is like, do it, William.
Do it. Give in to your vengeful feelings.
you know you're going unseelie after that, right?
Yeah.
You want this, don't you? I'm gonna stop and let you have that moment.
There's nobody here except the guards who just ignored this.
I think they're all downstairs otherwise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the Misha is there, Amber is there. Like, there's nobody here.
No one to
Only
judge you
Leon's
but
guards. Yeah, no
No
one
one
to
else
judge.
was in the room where it happened.
He's like heavily breathing. His hand is shaking because like this person has saved him from like the cruelty of nobles. This person taught him what he has and like what he does, and he knows he's at a crossroad. Crossroads, and he can't like he can't decide because there's too many possibilities.
Something will have to be decided.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't want to cut other people because I can't always decide.
Okay, well, we will come back to you then.
Yeah.
The tension.
Back to the Baku and the stunned Misha.
Charles will step up at that point if she's. I don't want to step on your toes, Christy, if you're gonna kind of snap out of it. But if
Well, I mean, this isn't like this is more of a like that feeling overwhelms you for a moment kind of thing. You can totally step forward. It's not like she's blocking you from speaking.
gotcha.
It's just that she just kind of gets this look of like wow on her face.
And also in very fluent and perfect Japanese, Charles will come up and say, "Great and honorable Baku, please forgive us for the affliction that afflicts you now. We had no idea you were trapped down here. How did you get trapped?"
A creature that I fight. A creature I go against assisted them. And I fear that now it will go unopposed.
What is this creature?
It simply says the word Mara.
Can we roll?
Yes. Because it is not Japanese folklore, Mara, it is Diff 8.
Okay.
And it's still Grimare?
Yes.
Even though I failed the Baku thing, would I get a roll at this point, or okay?
You can roll to see if you know what Mara is.
I got one!
You said it was a diff 8, right?
Yes.
Yep, so no successes for me.
Ooh.
Ooh.
If you can roll.
I don't know what Baku is, but I apparently know what
I think
kind of makes sense you would know what Mara is.
I was just going to say, probably it has to be someone who knows Japanese as well.
Oh, yeah, to hear it. Yeah, so the three of them rolling it. Yeah. Because it does speak Japanese. Mara, for those, like, if you guys were to say Mara out loud, the others could reference it, because Mara isn't traditionally Japanese, but yeah, it's speaking to you in Japanese. It says Mara.
Oh, okay. What's up to you?
But yes. Anyways, Mara is the creator of nightmares and the consumer of dreams.
And I got that with my one success?
Yes, Alice. Not only does Mara consume dreams and create nightmares, it creates nervosa. Very potent nervosa. Which is probably why Alice would be more familiar with Mara than Baku.
Alice lets out a string of uncharacteristic invectives in Japanese, followed by, in English, a nervosa maker.
Misha will just kind of, she'll just be like, well, if it helps at all, we will find a way to free you if we can. I will just say that the curse you're under should only last. It shouldn't last forever. It's only temporary. If that helps at all.
It because it can't see you, it just kind of looks above you and gives a nod. As it nods, you can hear the clinking of the chains holding this thing to the floor still.
Can I see I can see the chains now? Like, is it being held by like is it locks?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a lock around its neck and a lock around the floor.
Is there a key in this room any place? In pockets of anybody?
Presumably they would have been in the pocket of Garena, but she's nowhere to be seen.
All right. Well, Misha's not walking away at this point. She's going to try to jimmy. She's going to kneel down and she's going to just tell him,
Yeah.
"Look,
Now,
I'm going to kneel down by your legs." Okay. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing you because of the background noise on Nelson's mic.
Sorry, Nelson, you can go in like 1 second, okay? I promise. I'll let you go. I was just going to say, Misha's going to, she's going to just say, look, I'm going to try to, I'm going to get down by your ankles, by your feet, so that I can try to free you, okay?
And it gives a nod, and like you can tell it like stiffens so it doesn't like accidentally trod on you.
Yeah, she appreciates that. That's why you always warn an animal when you're going to do something if you can.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you can roll 2 dex larceny rolls for the 2 locks, if you'd like.
That one is one
success. Yeah, it takes you a minute for the one on the floor.
That's fine.
She will actually approach the other one and she'll say, I can just bite that other one off.
Well, I just got 4 on that one.
Yeah, that one just like slides right off.
Misha would probably be like, I'd rather you didn't accidentally bite the Baku, so it's probably best if I do this gently.
Real fast. Could someone who speaks English explain what's going on?
Charles will do that. Charles will explain exactly what it is.
All right, thanks. Just wanted exposition out of the way.
I mean, for the essence of time, I'll just say he explains exactly what's going on, what we've determined about Mara and the Baku here, and what the situation is.
Is there someone who knows more about treasures than I do? Because I know treasures can be destroyed. I don't know if that ends their effects or not.
We are not destroying that sword.
Can I make a roll, considering I have a Greymare specialty in enchantments, to see if I know the answer to that, just in case?
Let's see, that's 2 successes. You know that you should probably discuss. That's 3 successes actually, because you have specialty. When it comes to that, if there seems to be some sort of lock from just dismissing or opening curses at will, the person who created the treasure probably holds the secret.
She'll pass that on to Amber in answer to that question.
So then we could just real quick dip into the super deep dreaming. No problem. Just a quick stop by on the way.
Johnson to madness, yes.
And while you guys are all doing this, Misha's busy, and after a few minutes, she comes up, and both sets of chains are. She's just freed this creature.
It doesn't really go anywhere because it can't see the people in the room that it knows are there, and it doesn't want to hurt things.
Right. But at least they can stretch.
Yeah.
What do you need to do now? This is in Japanese still.
I need to go home.
Do you need help with that? Is that something you would like an escort, or you can manage that even without your magic?
It looks like it's trying to do something, and says, "I cannot open the door."
We need to figure out how to lift the curse. We can't determine whether or not the destruction of the object that I'm speaking to English to the people in there. I don't think I'm not sure if destroying the treasure would do that. I think that would be very disrespectful to the crone anyway. But what we can do is, if we can do some research, we can probably see if there's like some sort of a quest, some way we can try and figure out what lifting of such a legendary curse could be on this entity.
And meanwhile, maybe we could find a safe place in the near dreaming that Baku can stay for now until we get that sorted out. As she kind of says this sort of questioningly, because it has to do with, what the Baku wants to do as well.
Well, as long as it's within the circle, it can't see you.
Right.
I think the visible part will not be in effect once it's out of the circle, though the curse remains because that comes from being there.
We need to make sure if we take it away from here, it gets into a freehold where there's at least glamour it can feed upon.
I most definitely think that if is there enough room for this? Because this creature is pretty. It's not gigantic, is it? It's the size of like a large animal.
It's the size of an elephant. It's not the girth of an elephant. Its body is much more lean.
Because I know we have at least a training grounds area that should be large enough for a creature of that size, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we just wouldn't be able to use it for a little bit, but at least for now, it's a good temporary thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she will say he would be welcome in our freehold, at least on a temporary basis, because I realize it's not perfect for you.
Misha, how do I apologize to this creature in Japanese?
Sumimasen.
Yeah, she'll tell you if you just want to. You'll just be like, do you want to just say like I'm sorry?
Yeah, and then you can. Well,
I
wanted to say that I totally meant to do this, of course.
Right. I mean, I just didn't know if you were looking for a translator, or if you're looking to have the actual words to say them in Japanese.
I think I would like to say that the basic. I apologize in whatever respectful manner this creature deserves, and then for the more intricate portions, you can probably just let it know the specifics.
She'll tell you at least the basics of whatever word like the simple sentence that you want to say. She'll tell you how to say it, kind of carefully and slowly, because obviously there's always weird inflections in other languages.
Right. So then with the sword, she'll just kind of hold it out to just out in front of her, wait, and then she remembers it can't see her, but she'll still do it because it feels right. Hold the sword out in front of her and bow to it again, even though it can't see her, and she'll say the proper phrase.
And it just kind of gives like a bow of its large elephant head, and opens its brown rhinoceros eyes, because this thing has such a weird description.
Yes.
It's such a weird creature. I love it.
Yes. And it just says in Japanese, it says, "You are forgiven."
She'll translate back to Amber.
Oh, thank God.
Back to William for a moment. What you doing there?
He looks at her belongings. What does she has? Any notes? Any messages? Her phone.
A key.
She has on her the saber that killed Maxine. She has a few mundane items like a phone, a wallet with her ID card in it, that sort of thing. It doesn't have the name you would have known, like any mortal name you would have known her by. It's a fake ID, obviously. There's like maybe a couple of dross in her pocket for emergency use.
He will take those draws. Always get the draws.
Misha would agree.
And a small chimerical spider, but not like one that's been seen by other people. It's a simple clockwork device.
It's the thing that Maxine had.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
She threw that in the trash a long time ago.
This is stupid. Why the fuck are you giving me this?
No one looks at the spider and he tries to understand what the fuck it is.
Garina could probably explain it, but she's not talking much right now, being paralyzed and all.
Probably having a lot of wide-eyed staring.
Yeah,
maybe
blink.
A little bit of drool going down her mouth.
Yeah, paralysis is not a dignified thing.
I wasn't going for dignity. I was going for effective.
So
can she hear me?
Yeah, she can hear. She just can't respond.
You guys go ahead. I will keep thinking.
All right. Back to the scene with the Baku. Are you telling it that you plan on taking it to the freehold, Misha?
Yeah, she would have said that. She would totally have repeated that in Japanese so that it can understand. Just be like, would ask if that would be an appropriate situation, at least temporarily.
It explains to you, and just because I get, it's like every night I must fight Baku. It comes to me, or I go to him. Or not Baku, Mara. It comes to me, or I go to him.
She will translate. Well, I'm going to assume that Charles is explaining that to the others as it's happening.
Yes.
Okay.
Seems like an effective way to make this happen.
Welcoming Mara into a freehold is very dangerous.
That is very true. Well, either way, we can certainly exit this place so that you can at least see who we are.
It nods. So, fun thing. Roll perception kenning.
Everyone?
Yes.
Regular diff?
Yep.
1.
All right.
2.
Charles being extra.
All right, everybody. It definitely did not come in through that tiny ass door. For those of you with the multiple successes, you look past the balefire. Like there's a big room. I'm gonna actually snap a picture and show you the layout of this bunker and share it in the group chat real quick. And again, pardon my terrible doodles with a ballpoint pen. All right. So here's what you guys would have seen. The Baku, see that rectangle with like the weird little shape in it? That's where the Baku was. See what it says up in the upper right-hand corner?
Oh, it says prod.
Yep. On the other, like that door that is also like if opened, Grey World will flood this whole thing. If opened, well, with a
From this
secret
side.
password, is a trod. Who remembers the password?
Swordfish.
Yay! We can release it back to the wild.
But
Be free, little Baku. Be free.
Quick question though: is it going to be effective at fighting if it doesn't have its magic? Because we could always give it some nice little spells to make it more effective at fighting if it needs it.
It's probably no, it won't be effective. Like it wouldn't be able to access abilities right now with that legendary curse on it, and so that includes any blessings bestowed upon it. Unfortunately,
Right. Okay. Well, for now, we're going to go outside where it can see us.
mm-hmm.
That seems to make the most sense. And I guess from there, we really got to figure out fast how to get this guy back up and about.
Said we're going on a quest. We have to figure out a quest.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to go to a library.
Probably, but for now, we got to figure out where William's at.
Meanwhile, upstairs.
Yes. Meanwhile, upstairs, William, have you decided yet?
Yeah. William looks at those guards who probably looks at him like time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And puts the phone and puts what she has. And he comes to her ears and says, they will think this is mercy. But I'm taking the one thing you value the most, your freedom. And then she continue holding her from her throat, which is the most fucked up thing someone can do to someone. It's very rough.
Mm-hmm.
And he throws them to the guards.
The guard that catches her looks at William. Do we stack her with the others, or does she need to be handled specially?
She needs to handle specially. This is their leader. Send my regards to Leon.
They nod and finish stacking up the last of the ranters, and we're gonna say in a very large vehicle to take them towards the county freeholds, soon to be very crowded dungeons.
I didn't even use my stuff.
I don't look. I have said multiple times, as soon as any of you guys partner up, putting stuff against you becomes incredibly it has to be. It can't be battle.
Well, here's also the other thing. We were preparing ourselves for an assault that we were going to do, so we had the advantage of a lot of things. I mean, there was completely the possibility that my ability might not have worked. The bunk just didn't go off.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes, you hope for the best and prepared for the rest, and you guys had a long time to prepare, and I cannot bring a battalion of World War II soldiers on your head out of the blue when I say that there was roughly 28 people.
Yeah, but next time I have a feeling you're going to be hitting us with something along the lines of they already have thousands of things prepped. There's going to be siege emplacements.
If you guys think that the Baku is here as a last minute decision, you are sorely mistaken.
They're going to have air support.
Or, the creator of dreams locked in their basement in a very vulnerable position.
Yeah, wait, were they gonna use it to create more things to fight us? Can they do that?
It does not know why they took it.
Okay.
There's a better question. How long has it been here? How long have you been here? Was this a today thing? Was this a...
Are you asking it that?
No.
No.
Why?
I mean, doesn't Bakru measure time in days?
Less than an eternity.
Perfect. I understand perfectly. I'm glad you do, Charles. How about you translate for the rest of us?
But yeah, so what is William doing? Is he going to come back down, or is he just chilling out up there, kind of watching everything because the whole thing was just upsetting?
Controlling the situation.
All right. Well, if he's still not coming back down, then Misha's going to kind of look, particularly to Shea probably, and be like, "Do you think you can go grab William? I don't know where he's wandered to. Is he? Did he go upstairs? Did he go further in? We didn't even get all the way through."
He left with that other bit.
Jeez. Will you please go get him?
Yeah. I shall go.
William is like controlling the situation. He's like checking how they're tied. He punches one of those people who actually was like screaming and talking like, "Oh, we will kill you!" Shut the fuck up.
One of the few people who wasn't
paralyzed.
Who passed, like who were like, "This doesn't affect me. My punch will affect you."
Well, they're probably also very wet because those who like ran from the quarters were systematically tossed into the water by a giant rock creature and judged in the water.
Yeah.
But yes, it is punched.
So William looks at Shea.
Yeah. Actually, to make it fun, I say if one of those guys talking, Shea will just throw a rock at him, going, "Shut the fuck up," and that's how she enters the scene.
Don't do that. What's up?
Hey, and she'll change very quickly her mood, looking to William with a very strange for a red cap, but very friendly kind of understanding, very friendly smile, saying, "Hey, how are you doing?"
I'm fine. What's the problem?
We're trying to deal with the buckle downstairs and trying to figure out how we're going to save it.
Say what? What's the problem with the bucket? Why did you guys kill it?
No, it's a good thing. They were having it as a prisoner, and I think Misha said it was the creator of dreams and the destroyer of nightmares.
Probably Charles.
Oh, Charles.
Wait, we can use that for dark trods.
Oh, probably, but
William immediately he starts going down.
Yeah, the scene is still, several people probably looking around, like prepping to open a trod. The Baku downstairs no longer chained up. It does not acknowledge William because it cannot see William.
Yeah. So Misha sees William coming in with Shea, and she's just like gets a look of relief on her face. She wasn't quite sure what had happened there, and she'll just be like, "We were about to take the Baku out so that he could actually see us."
What's the Baku?
They trapped it here, and without magic, we're gonna have a really big problem. But it's probably better if we can, if we go out through the trod. That's probably how it got here in the first place.
If that thing is creator of dreams and destroyer of nightmares, we can use it for the dark trods.
That's fine, but we don't own this creature. We should ask it, and we will.
We can make a contract with it.
It only speaks Japanese, so that leaves 3 of us who can really speak with it.
I can talk to it with Primal.
That works too, I suppose. But
So why do you guys need me here?
Because I didn't want to just walk away from my oath mate. It seemed a poor timing thing if we suddenly walk off through a trod.
Yeah, I was dealing with the things.
That's fine, but this is where you should be right now.
Fine, I'm here.
Okay. And she will walk up to the Baku again, after saying, I'm coming up to you again, and she'll touch its side and be like, are you ready?
And he gives a slow nod, and yeah.
Yeah, and she'll kind of start walking to sort of guide, because the idea being she's trying to guide it so it doesn't run into any of us.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So Amber knows the keyword. Who else was there when it was revealed? Was it just to his lawyer?
No, it was
Yisha,
Just to
and
everyone?
Amber.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the three of us. Yeah.
Okay, so any of you can say the password to open
Swordfish!
And the word swordfish leaves Amber's mouth. Like a shining swordfish, like seems to form from the words itself, and like it spins around the area of the door, and a trod opens up with the silver path. It is not a very well worn trod. It's a fairly narrow path. There are some drag marks that lead into from the silver path into the freehold that suggests that when the Baku was taken, it did at least try to resist.
I assume we all go through.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we're going.
Just enough so that we're outside the circle is the whole goal here.
Mm-hmm. As you pass through, like you're not only passing through like the just like the chimerical world, but there's like that hint of seeing what exists on the other side of the trod, because it's very near dreaming. So there's these like manifestations. You are in a tunnel under the water. So you see not only like hints of like gray world fish, but there are like underwater fish that that are too fantastic, like seahorses that look like tiny dragons. That kind
I was gonna say like bread and butter fish. Like I think that was in an Alice in Wonderland book.
Yes. If it is a fantastical underwater beast, there's probably either some version of it or some very small version of it swimming about under this dreaming sea.
And not just silly stuff. There's probably some more evil looking stuff too. So
yes, small like underwater serpents, that kind of thing. The young ones, bigger ones have bigger places to be.
Yeah. So yeah, walk out just and once we're outside the circle, she will take her hand off, because the whole point was that she was trying to,
mm-hmm.
get him out there.
And it leads you to like a private beach somewhere in Queens. It is where the trod leads outwards of. There's nobody around, so this private beach was probably owned by the Ranters.
Hey, free beach!
We make the rules now.
By us now.
So yeah, but yes, you managed to lead without any really sort of nuisance or hindrance.
All right, so we get William had a question for you. If it was okay for me to translate between you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can translate to the Baku.
Basically, just assume I'm translator and he can have a conversation.
Okay.
You have problems in a territory that's belonged to another person. There are dark trods. There are trods that lead to nightmare realms. You wish to switch those trods.
The Baku looks incredibly sad as you mention this, and it explains to Misha, who will explain to William, that it currently cannot do anything magically.
But once the curse wears off?
How about once it's gone?
It has there's a possibility it can either help or lend aid in a way that would lend help.
And maybe we can actually welcome this Baku in our freehold. Is it a possibility, Misha?
I already explained. I already made that offer.
Be right back. I need to go
Okay.
get my groceries.
You're okay. I made that offer. He said that the problem is that he has to fight Mara every night, and that to welcome Mara into our freehold would be very dangerous. I don't have. I mean, which I understand.
He can leave at night if he wants to.
Certainly, and we can figure that out. It's really just the thing is, the other problem is that he can't really fight appropriately right now. We need to find a way to remove the curse.
We can spend our dross. Oh, wait. Where's Alice?
She points, because I'm assuming Alice is here.
Yeah, she's still with them.
We can use pyretics to remove the curse.
Ooh.
Ah.
I guess we'll have to wait till the ST gets back. Yeah, you have a pretty good pool for pyretics. At least I'm assuming, because I think you have pyretics 5.
Yes.
Yes. The ability to make us rise again like a phoenix.
Alice hadn't mentioned it yet because she was thinking about her nightmare. But
Too late.
William forcing nobles to do his shit.
Well, asking, at least. I mean, you can always say no.
Oh yeah, he can always say no.
well, we'll see if because the other thing is that the player though has been thinking, can I do it if I don't know what a Baku is? Because I failed that roll.
Well, but it has been explained to you what a Baku is. Charles did that.
Mm-hmm. Everyone out here is on board and is understanding what this is.
Plus, you have the advantage of having understood every conversation that's happened in this scene.
Yes.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
Okay, I can give you guys like maybe 15 more minutes.
We
All
have
right.
an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I lift the curse. I have Pyretics 3.
No, this is not, not with this one. It's a legendary curse.
Okay.
And it's also the Baku. So do you have Fae 5?
Yes, actually.
Jesus, tap dancing Christ, you people. You know what? I'll let you attempt it, but it's going to be a high difficulty for this thing. So difficulty 9, and if you botch, you're going to kill it.
All right.
Well, I
Can I reduce that with bunks as per the usual for cantrips?
Of course.
All right. So, I can part of Pyretics is making something like new, so that would work. But she's going to go with something a little bit more ballsy. So she is going to take out a Zippo.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to begin humming a song to herself, and slowly grows louder with each passing moment. It's "We Didn't Start the Fire." And while she's singing this song, she has her hand over the Zippo and is going to put a burn on her hand right as she finishes.
Are you sure you
the
don't want to
first
use my hand since I'm the one that did it?
Huh? What'd you say?
She's saying, she said...
To Alice, are you sure you don't want to use my hand since I'm the one that actually cursed him?
She has a half smile on her face and shakes her head. No. Because it's not your fault.
I mean, sort of indirectly, but thought I would offer. I mean, we are wearing shirts that are going to heal us.
One of the things that you can do is that you use your mastery on it, so if you kill it accidentally, it can reborn.
Would that work, or would that end up with something else? ST.
Not sure. Let's see how I feel when it happens.
Yeah. So in that case, she's not going to risk Frankenstein's Nervosa here. And she's going to, she'll finish the song by burning her hand on her Zippo.
Okay. Reduced by 3, so diff 6.
Diff 6. All right. And
Spend a willpower so you don't botch.
can I spend a willpower on this roll?
Nope, because you need to be able to botch so you can accidentally kill it.
That's what I thought, that's what I thought she was going to say. So,
do you want to use nightmare? Do you want to add nightmare dice to reduce the difficulty by 1?
This is a thing you can do.
You can do that.
oh,
Yep.
I can, can't I? Do I get a difficulty break for being in a freehold?
Uh,
We're not in a freehold anymore.
yeah, you're on a beach.
Okay, we're on the beach, so
Yeah.
I'm
We're back in the real world.
That's right. Then I will.
Where it's harder to cure a body.
Screw it. I will take the 3 nightmare dice, which puts me at 10. I get my first imbalance. Ugh.
Oh no, wait, you don't.
No. That's not what it does.
Oh,
That's not
it
how
doesn't?
that works. You say, I'm going to change 3 of my regular dice into nightmare dice in order to reduce the difficulty. But since all your dice are nightmare dice, I'm assuming at this point, unless
Yes, that it will make me all nightmare.
wait, you're using 10 dice, and what's your
Yes.
nightmare at?
7. That will put me at all nightmare.
Okay, so yeah, you can do it. So you can have a diff 5. Just all your dice are nightmare dice for this turn.
All right, I'll take a diff 5. How about that?
All right.
Is there anything else in the bunk section that we can abuse to make her head hurt?
Roll it. If you add anything else to it, the Baku will drop dead from my anger.
All right, rolling 10d10, all nightmare, all the time.
Diff 5.
I win!
We have another imbalance! Yay!
So yeah, those of you who have gained imbalances in the past 24 hours, please meet
Hi.
me today. And
I'm so close. But not yet.
I meant please what to you today? I didn't
I
have
said,
it.
please report to me at some point today so we can discuss what your shiny new imbalance is. And anyways, so yes, as those of you who are unfamiliar with the majesty of pyretics, watch as Alice sings this song, burning her hand, and then aims her magic at the legendary Baku, who ignites for a moment, which is a terrifying sight, but it is a purging fire that sends the curse of the circle away from it. It takes a moment. It is not used to that kind of. It is not used to that kind of thing. And it just sort of like blinks for a moment, and it says to Alice in Japanese, because that is what it speaks. Thank you. I am indebted to you.
She will curtsy. Wait. Yeah, she will curtsy back to the creature, smile, and respond back in Japanese. It is my honor.
It then turns, so it's looking at both, any of the people who were speaking to it in Japanese, and it addresses everybody formally with whatever the proper formalities will be. And says, I must return. I fear that Mara has been strengthened by my absence. And the battle must continue where it must continue.
Can you give us a way that we can contact you later about our problem?
It says, when you dream sweetly, I am there.
She
Can we
smiles.
give it a butterfly?
Butterflies, that's exactly what
It has
we
no
did.
lapel. No.
just put it in one of its ear like an earring. There we
Yeah, can we pierce its ear?
Do not pierce the Baku. No. You may quest the Baku. You may not pierce the Baku.
I cursed it so that I just cursed to have an
Challenge
earring until the next
accepted.
full moon.
No. Yeah,
Oh man.
but rather than any of these piercings, yeah, Misha will simply smile and nod and translate.
The Baku will then bow and turn. It makes a gesture with its trunk, and a trod opens up before it, and it steps through, and it closes immediately behind it.
I think we just did something pretty epic.
I agree. If
That was
isn't there
that was
something
in
for
character.
glamour rolling for that? I feel like there should be some sort of glamour roll for that, like some sort of epiphany or something. I don't know. The words are all weird.
Oh, does,
If you want us just to roll a straight glamour or something like
Well,
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
everybody roll straight glamour. Diff
Full
7.
glamour.
I'm too scared too.
This is not
Temporary.
to quote Amachan in a quoted scene or from the favorite quotes. This is not a fuckable moment.
Oh, okay, so
Temporary or
if I get a 10, it doesn't give me a
Permanent.
nightmare.
No, no, no.
Thunder.
Okay.
Yay! That's my glamour.
Thank God, because I did get a 10.
I
Okay.
did not get any.
Okay.
temporary or permanent?
Permanent. You always roll your permanent.
Oh, one, I think.
I was gonna
Good.
cast Vesta's Blessing on us, but I may not need to.
Diff 7, you said? Well, I get one of those glamour I use back. Yay!
Yay! And
Can I get Dross?
if you're full, yes, it can be draws.
Thank you.
All right. So there you stand on a beach, the lot of you. The Baku has departed. If there's any objection to me wrapping the scene here,
Can I just have? I need to say like a couple
Go
of
for it.
things. Two small things. It won't take long.
okay.
Number one is the first thing that Misha will look at Alice and just say thank you. Which is significant for many reasons.
She nods, smiling. You're welcome.
And aside from that, I was just going to ask because there is still the I know you need to go, and I'm not saying right now, but there is still the creature under the water and whatever else.
Yes, the beta, you mean, and the thing that you guys don't recognize. Those are still out there for you to get to at some point.
Right. I was going to say if I can just do a separate scene with you, that's probably good enough.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
After party at Vixen.
All right. Well, thank you, players, for making my life harder. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We will see you next time.